Tyrone Gray is the Mayor of Mogale City and joins us live now. Thank you so much, Mayor, for your time. What is your reaction to what you're seeing on the streets?
So I have been on the ground with the community. Fortunately enough, we were able to calm much of the community down. We don't want any vigilantism. We personally had to intervene because a foreign national, whether they are Zamas or not, was quite severely beaten, and then the community wanted to start more intensified vigilantism. However, I personally intervened, and then we took him to the police vehicle and took him to Leratong Hospital for assistance and medical care. We also engaged with the community to say that this must be a high disciplined operation and it needs proper collaboration. We don't want to see anyone being unnecessarily injured. So where foreign nationals, for instance, were detained, we simply requested that they simply be restrained and allow the SAPS to do their due diligence and take them into the vehicles and process them as per the rule of law. It is incredibly concerning, though, because we need to ensure both the safety of the community as well as ensure that the rule of law is upheld. However, there have been instances where Zamas tend to be quite heavily armed. There are different sects in Zamas, as was rightly said by Ms. Heard, that it's quite a complicated matter. In terms of, for instance, let's say the Basotho nationals are more of the militant and the security services, as it will. They tend to be heavily armed. And then the other issue is that many of, for instance, Zimbabwean nationals or Mozambican nationals actually do the labor. We must also ensure that there isn't a confusion between someone who is a foreign national and someone who is an illicit minor. And there was instances today where foreign nationals were taking the brunt when they were actually not, in fact, Zamas.
So I was speaking to a researcher this evening who was saying that for some of the communities to have to resort to such means, and she was saying she doesn't condone violence, but sometimes communities feel so angry that it takes those, in positions of authority, for them to come at a time when there's smoke, when there are, tires that have barricaded the roads, when there is such violent scenes unfolding in our communities. That's when they respond. I wonder how much of a responsibility do you take as a mayor for what we are seeing unfolding?
Well, obviously, safe and secure spaces within Mogale City are a priority, as well as a constitutional mandate in terms of Section 152, subsection 1, sub-item D, I believe. We are committed to ensuring the safety. It is why for numerous amounts of months I've been calling for this type of intervention, and it is of high concern that authorities on a higher level than me are mobilized only after the fact. However, I do welcome the support. We have actually been working closely with SAPS for a number of about 2 months now in relation to all of the closures and re-landscaping the area to keep the community safe, as well as engaging in disruptive activities. For instance, we remove the Izinyoka or illegal connection lines to the pandukas, which are like the grinding systems to process the gold ore while they make the dust. We have gone through numerous areas from Sinklobile to West Village, Lewisham. There are still a lot of areas that need to be attended to, such as Kromdraai as well as Magaliesburg. But we have established the DMCCF. It is the District Mining Crime Combating Forum. We have regular meetings. We also have established a local storm committee, which is a form of grey power. It means that you co-opt members from the public so that we can have strategic tactical operations response management with the assistance of SAPS, public safety, as well as private security. We want to mobilize a whole of society approach and outlay the necessary resources that can benefit and empower the community safety.
Pardon me for coming in there. Listening to all of that, though, you still came under fire from the community of West Village to say that you hadn't cut the grass that was enabling some of these horrendous acts to unfold.
All right, so the grass has been cut in most areas of West Village. However, the particular concern is in Zero. We have managed to do controlled burns in phases approach. We don't want to endanger any lives, given that we tried to do it earlier this year, around about May. However, because of the late rainy season, the grass was too wet to take. That particular topography, it's impossible to use conventional grass cutting methods because of all the dungas and destruction to the landscape in that area. West Village has actually been a neglected community for the better part of the last 15 years. It was previously a community that was entirely run by a mining company. I believe the mining company was First West Gold. However, after the company ceased operations, many of the services weren't attended to, and there's also a problem with the service level agreements. A dispute has been raised since 2007 that there is no contract that allows a municipality to disburse the payments, for instance, in terms of the electricity to water pump station. And currently the court case will be heard on the 15th of August this month.
How concerned are you by what we saw unfolding this afternoon, particularly when we saw shafts, being closed but with rocks? There might still be people inside, because we do know that when it comes to illegal mining, some of these guys are underground for quite a long time. It could even be weeks or months. As they continue, then they try to come back above ground. They may find these closed. How much of a concern is it for you that we saw these shafts being closed, and yet there are concerns that there might still be people down there?
It is an incredible concern to me, and I did brief the public on this matter. The phased approach that we used is very high controlled. We do high intelligence levels. We also utilize loud hailing as well as tear gas, and we secure the area. We also use informants from within the Zama community to ensure that when we do the re-landscaping and shaft closure from the municipal side, that we ensure there are no trapped people there. It is something that I warned the community about, because as soon as you engage in acts of vigilantism, we can't track the movements of the illicit mining or miners in the area. And indeed, there are times when they stay for numerous amounts of months. In fact, the tunnels are so interconnected that there is, today I heard a rumor that the Makulagama entrance tunnel runs all the way to Carletonville. So it is a massive problem, and it needs intergovernmental cooperation and a holistic program. And I also implore the mayors of both Rand West as well as Merifong to please do attend the district mining combating crime forum, so that we can have a more holistic engagement. The reason being is, as I intensify operations on Mogale City side, it's going to place pressure on our sister municipalities, and they need to be prepared and ready with a program of action from their side to also safeguard their communities.
All right, let's see what happens next, as the community says they won't be protesting, but we do not know what tomorrow holds. But thank you for your time. We'll have to leave it there. That is Tyrone Gray, the mayor of Mogale City.